You're lying on your side in the tall grass 40,000 years ago. The fire has burned down to a faint orange pulse. Beyond its glow, the savanna is pure black. Somewhere out there, something is awake. Your body is still, muscles slack, breathing slow, but your mind is running. You're crashing through trees that don't exist, lungs burning, chased by something you never quite see. Your heart pounds so hard it feels real. You stumble, you fall, and you wake up. The fire is still there. The tribe is still asleep. No predator, no forest, just darkness and the sound of wind. Here's the strange part. Sleep is already dangerous. In the wild, unconsciousness is vulnerability. You can't watch for lions if you're not awake. So why would evolution add vivid hallucinations on top of that? Why risk paralysis, confusion, a racing heart in the middle of the night? You'd think natural selection would favor dreamless, efficient shutdown. If dreams were useless, they would have disappeared hundreds of thousands of years ago. So here's the core question. Why do humans dream? From an evolutionary perspective, it makes almost no sense. Sleep is already expensive. When you're asleep, your awareness drops, your reaction time slows, and your body becomes vulnerable. For most of human history, that vulnerability could mean death. Now add dreaming, bursts of intense neural activity, a brain nearly as active as when you're awake, burning precious energy in the dark. Why would natural selection keep something so costly? The answer, almost certainly, is that it's never just one thing. Dreams don't serve a single purpose. They appear to be a multi-tool of the mind, helping consolidate memory, rehearse threats, regulate emotion, and even simulate social interactions. In other words, while your body rests, your brain may be training, sorting, and recalibrating. And here's where it gets unsettling. One of the strongest theories suggests your nightmares are practice runs, but to understand why we dream at all, we need to go back, not just thousands of years, but millions. To really understand this, we have to zoom out, way out, not to the savannas of early humans, but to the age of small shivering mammals scurrying beneath the feet of dinosaurs nearly 200 million years ago. Long before language, before fire, before anything we'd recognize as culture, brains were already cycling through a strange state called REM sleep, rapid eye movement. In REM, the eyes dart beneath closed lids, the brain lights up with activity, and the body becomes almost completely paralyzed. It's a built-in lockdown system. You're running, fighting, falling in your mind, while your muscles stay still. And humans aren't special here. Rats show REM patterns after running mazes. Cats twitch and stalk invisible prey. Dogs whimper and kick as if chasing something just out of sight. Dreaming, or something very much like it, is ancient. Now picture early primates sleeping in trees. One wrong shift could mean a fatal fall. Predators moved below. Social hierarchies shifted constantly. Their brains evolved increasingly complex visual systems and social awareness. And at night, those same neural circuits reactivated. Here's the paradox. REM sleep is metabolically expensive. The brain during REM can be nearly as active as when awake. Energy in evolutionary terms is survival. Wasting it is not an option. If something this costly persists across species and millions of years, it probably does something important. Nature does not pay for fireworks unless they do something. So what's the most obvious function? Let's start with the explanation that sounds almost boring, but turns out to be powerful. The most straightforward explanation is also the least mystical. Dreams help you remember. During sleep, especially slow wave and REM sleep, the hippocampus, a structure deeply involved in memory, becomes highly active. In famous experiments, rats trained to run mazes showed specific patterns of neural firing as they navigated turns. Later, while asleep, their brains replayed those same patterns in the same sequence, sometimes even faster than in real time. It was as if the rat was running the maze again, only in the dark. Humans show similar processes. While you sleep, your brain reactivates fragments of the day, strengthening connections, pruning noise, and integrating new information into older networks. Dreams may be the subjective experience of that replay. Your mind sorting, compressing, stitching things together. For ancient humans, memory wasn't trivia. It was survival. Remember where the water was during the dry season. Remember which berries made your cousin sick. Remember who shared meat and who didn't. Forgetting the wrong detail could cost you everything. But here's the strange part. Dreams aren't clean replays. They're distorted, emotional, bizarre. Faces morph, locations blend, time collapses. That suggests something more than simple filing, because memory storage alone doesn't explain why your brain turns it into a horror movie. And that raises a deeper possibility. What if dreams dreams aren't just about remembering the past, but preparing for the future. Here's where it gets weird. Across cultures, across centuries, across wildly different societies, people report the same dream themes. Being chased, attacked, falling, losing control. Long before horror movies, our sleeping minds were already staging them. Neuroscientist Antti Ravansuo proposed the threat simulation theory. Dreams function as a kind of virtual reality training program. In the safety of sleep, your brain simulates danger so you can rehearse how to respond. No physical risk, real emotional stakes. In ancestral environments, this makes unsettling sense. Predators, rival groups, sudden storms. A missed cue could mean death. If your brain could practice rapid threat detection and escape while your body lay still, that's a survival advantage. Some research supports this. People who frequently experience threats in dreams can show faster recognition of threatening stimuli when awake. Children growing up in unstable or high-risk environments often report more intense and frequent threat dreams, as if the brain dials up the simulations when danger is common. Your nightmares might be ancient combat drills. You are running in your sleep so you don't freeze in real life. But not all dreams are about claws and cliffs. Many are painfully social, awkward, intimate, absurd. So if dreams aren't only about predators, what else were ancient humans constantly navigating? For most of human history, the biggest threats weren't teeth in the dark. They were other humans. Alliances decided who ate. Jealousy fractured groups. Romance created bonds and rivalries. A careless insult, a broken promise, a misread expression could slowly erode your place in the tribe. And losing your place in the tribe was, in evolutionary terms, almost as dangerous as a predator. This is where social simulation theory comes in. Many dreams revolve around conversations, confrontations, embarrassment, intimacy. Your brain stages rehearsals. What if they reject you? What if you fight back? What if you reconnect? During REM sleep, regions like the amygdala and medial prefrontal cortex, deeply involved in emotion and social reasoning, light up. The same circuitry you use to navigate real relationships is active in the dark. There's another layer. REM sleep appears to reduce the emotional charge of painful memories. Researchers sometimes describe it as sleep to remember, sleep to forget. The brain replays emotional experiences in a neurochemical state with lower stress hormones, allowing you to process without being overwhelmed. Ancient human, processing a failed hunt or a public humiliation around the fire. Modern human, replaying a breakup, a job rejection, a text left unread. Your dreaming brain doesn't care if it's a saber tooth or a text message. It reacts to threat and belonging. But if dreaming is so useful, why does it feel so chaotic and symbolic? The chaos problem. Why dreams are so strange. If dreams are so useful, why are they so ridiculous? You're flying without wings. Your childhood home has your current boss in the kitchen. Faces melt, physics resigns. If this is an evolutionary tool, it feels badly designed. In the 1970s, researchers Hobson and McCarley proposed the activation synthesis theory. During REM sleep, the brainstem fires off random signals, and the cortex scrambles to make a story out of the noise. In this view, dreams are basically your brain improvising over static. But randomness doesn't mean useless. In fact, creativity often depends on it. During REM sleep, the brain reduces strict logical control and increases distant associations. Memory fragments blend in unusual ways. Studies have found that people awakened from REM perform better on certain insight and problem-solving tasks. Connections that seem impossible during the day suddenly click. Here's the part almost nobody talks about. The loosened logic may be the point. By temporarily disconnecting from rigid reality, the brain explores possibilities it would normally reject. Dreaming is what your brain does when it's allowed to break the rules. Now zoom out. What does all of this say about humans as a species? Big picture, the species that practices in the dark. Put the layers together and the picture becomes clearer. Dreams consolidate memory. They rehearse threats. They simulate social drama. They soften emotional wounds. They even loosen the mind enough to spark insight. This isn't one neat adaptation with a single purpose. It's a cluster of overlapping functions. An ancient nighttime workshop where the brain tunes itself for survival. For tens of thousands of years, humans have woken before dawn and described their dreams to others. Around fires, in caves, under open skies. Before writing, before cities, before science. We were already trying to interpret the theater inside our heads. Ancient cultures treated dreams as prophecy, messages from spirits or gods. Modern culture often shrugs and calls them meaningless noise. But the truth may be more interesting than either extreme. Dreams are not messages from the divine. They are messages from evolution. Every night you return to an older version of yourself, the animal mind rehearsing survival, and that makes what happens when you close your eyes tonight feel a little different. Closing reflection. Tonight, when you close your eyes. Tonight when you fall asleep, your body will go quiet, your muscles will loosen, your breathing will slow. To anyone watching, you'll look completely still, but inside your skull, lights will turn on. Your brain will replay fragments of your day. It will remix old memories with new fears. It will simulate conversations that never happened and dangers that might. It will feel things intensely, without moving a single limb. And maybe that changes how you see it. The next time you wake from a nightmare, heart racing, don't just dismiss it as nonsense. Ask what your mind was practicing. The next time a strange, lingering dream follows you into the morning, consider that it might be your brain stitching your world together in ways you don't consciously notice. You are never more human than when you're unconscious. In the dark, your brain is still fighting, loving, and learning.